So I want to get into number 5. Why Juco Transfers Fail. Number 5. Changing majors. Goes another one. Consistent. First mistake is that this one's a little more difficult because it'll require some extra work at the JC, but that's what it is anyway. You're supposed to work a little extra because you got to get to where you need to go. But the first mistake is guys transfer without, one, having major, 2, if they don't have a major, they don't even have an idea. There's been no exploration, no nothing. And when you go to a school from the JC, depending on if you got your AA or not, which is 2 different stories. Some guys were able to transfer mid-year without. The rules have changed actually. When I was playing, if you were a qualifier out of high school, you didn't have to earn your AA. Now rules have changed. But see a lot of guys that go into they leave the JC, go to a 4-year, and then they have no idea what they want to major in, have no idea about career, and then they end up getting talked into certain majors. And that does happen. These are all questions that need to be answered before you sign. I've seen it. Guys get pushed into certain majors, in order to get into the school. So it's admissions. If the university does not grant you admission, then the scholarship means nothing. So you have to be admitted and with the 40, 60% of your degree before you get there. Every school is different, but I see that being a problem. So you get a guy who will go there with one major, if he even chose a major, selected a major, then they get there and then they change it, which I understand. You get somewhere, you say, all right, this isn't what I want to do. Let me, I think I have another interest, and I think that's fine. But here's the hard part. How long are you going to be on scholarship? Which typically, this is another issue that I'll address later. Typically, you will only be on scholarship while you're eligible, unless you make some provisions in your contract, which is only renewed every year. But I've seen some guys, based on what happened to me, where I went, where it was, there was, your part of the deal wasn't held up to be true. I know some of the guys that I mentor, they get it in writing, like dollar amount, year, number of quarters, number of semesters. They have provisions in the contract on if I get hurt. I was proud to see that. Not all of them, but a few. Make sure they got it in writing that they will be on full scholarship until they graduate, even if it takes like 3 years. So some guys are savvy enough to do that, and that's probably the direction that we're heading just in this world, period. Get it on paper. Don't be naive. So you get guys that change majors, and then they end up choosing a major where they might need like 4 years to get a degree, and most guys can't pay for it. Like I say, there's a majority of the population from JC that can't pay for it, and then they don't really have the plan to utilize financial aid for those additional years. So there's a lot of education that needs to happen. And there needs to be an informed decision, which is typically decision is made on the fly for whatever reason they don't want to be in the same class, or didn't have good luck, or whatever it is, they make that decision. And then guys usually fail. And then what happens is after they complete the eligibility, that 2 years, applying at the 4 year, and your eligibility is up, and then your scholarship is not renewed, then what do? You end up returning back. You end up returning back to your hometown, or moving somewhere in the state of where you go to school without a college degree, and then all you really have is some bumps and bruises, some war stories about college, but no piece of paper saying that you completed that training. And that was the whole point of you going. And you didn't get to the NFL, So what did you do? I mean, you expanded your network for a couple of years, but I mean, really, as my boy Flint would say, you got did right, done, before can you done deal. And you see it every year too. It's very sad. So that's number 5. Why Juco transfers why Juco transfers fail. Maybe I need to change that title and start putting why Juco transfers succeed. Maybe that could be the next podcast. It's funny what you think about when you're talking. So yeah, that was walkthrough and scrimmage line. Mental health has to be in order, because it can easily be avoided. Get your degree, have a plan, reach out to a mentor, take care of your do your job.